Dear audience, according to some international travel companies, the cities selected for the list of the 10 most beautiful and worth visiting cities in the world must meet a number of conditions. The following. First, the city must have a good climate and security for tourists to visit. Second is that the city is hospitable and the local people are friendly and polite. Third is that the city has many entertainment programs, shopping areas with many diverse and delicious dishes. Fourth is that there are many famous tourist destinations to visit such as castles, buildings, museums, or family entertainment areas. We invite you to join us in exploring the 10 most beautiful and famous cities in the world. Ranked 10th is the city of Singapore, also known as the island nation of Singapore, located in Southeast Asia, south of Malaysia and Vietnam. Singapore has an area of about 700 square kilometers and a population of 5,600,000 people. The center of Singapore is Marina Bay. Not only does it have architectural beauty, this bay is also an entertainment center with a series of interesting destinations. The most notable is the luxurious Marina Bay Sands resort built combined with a great casino located right on the shore of Marina Bay. Marina Bay Sands Hotel includes 3 55-story towers with 2,900 rooms for rent. Inside there is also a shopping mall with over 300 famous stores. However, the thing that attracts most tourists at this hotel is a giant yacht designed on top of these 3 skyscrapers, called Marina Sands Sky Park. Roughly translated as Marina Sands Sky Park. Above there is also a 150m long swimming pool, and from this yacht, visitors can see the panoramic view of the beautiful Singapore city on the shore of the bay. Next to it is the Gardens by the Bay area, roughly translated as Gardens by the Bay. This is a park spread over 101 hectares, including a population of super trees with unique designs, and at night the super trees appear. This place is even more brilliant with colorful artistic lights, changing color every minute along with melodious music. Next to this super tree area are 2 domed glass houses called Flower Dome and Cloud Forest. Temporarily translated as Flower Dome and Cloud Forest. Inside there are artificial waterfalls and plants from around the world. Here is the Merlion Sea Lion Park, with the centerpiece being a statue shaped like a lion's head and a fish's body riding on the waves. This is a legendary symbolic animal and is considered the soul of Singapore. This is a quite interesting architecture located on the shore of the bay. This is the Esplanade Theatre. This building is the pride of Singaporeans because the structure has the shape of a durian fruit, an indispensable fruit for Singaporeans. When sunset falls, the liveliest area of Singapore is Clark Wharf. This area has a large pedestrian street and is also home to Singapore's most famous night restaurants. At night, this area stands out with its shows. Dazzling light shows across the bay. Visitors can admire the rays of light radiating from everywhere in the Marina Bay area. Ranked 9th is the city of Rome, also the capital of Italy, located in Europe with over 2,800,000 residents. Located in the center of Italy is the capital of Rome, also known as Rome, which is home to countless great and extremely important architectural works of the Roman Empire that have attracted millions of tourists as well as tourists. Catholics come here on pilgrimage every year. And this is the Colosseum, the greatest and most heroic historical monument that remains from the Roman period. This arena can accommodate up to 50,000 people and is the place where gladiators compete. The Colosseum is the largest structure built in the 70s after the Roman Empire. Next to it is the ancient Roman Square, where the Roman army was based before conquering the world. And this is the square. St. Peter's School is designed in the Renaissance style of Vatican City. The focus of the square is St. Peter's Basilica with large ancient dome structures. In this square is the center of law Catholicism. Official code in the world and a tourist destination that attracts a large number of tourists every year. According to statistics, the city of Rome has about 50 large fountains and hundreds of fountains scattered throughout the city. Among them, the world's oldest recorded fountain called Trevi is a destination to pray and find luck. This is one of the most beautiful and poetic architectural works. Ranked 8th is Moscow City, the capital of Russia, located in northern Europe and Asia with over 12,600,000 residents. Russia is the country with the largest territory in the world, and Moscow is Russia's largest city with a rich cultural history of over 800 years. Moscow is a beautiful, peaceful, ancient city mixed with modern, dynamic, and attractive features. Unusually charming. There are many great ancient architectural works here, magnificent palaces containing long-standing cultural and historical values. The place considered the heart of Russia is the Red Square, used to organize important events of the country, and is also a witness throughout Russia's great and heroic history, from civil wars, and coronations of leaders. This place is also a very attractive tourist destination with the architectural beauty of typical Russian decorative patterns. To the south of Red Square is Basil's Cathedral, an extremely magnificent and fairy tale castle. Majestic and also the most typical architectural work of Moscow. And this is the Kremlin complex, the most famous tourist destination of Russia. This palace is located in the center of the city. This is where the king lives and manages the affairs of the court, and is currently where the headquarters of Russia are located. Nearby is the Bolshoi Theater, which has hosted more than 800 performances by the world's most famous artists. Including a ballet called the Ballet of Ballets, which is Swan Lake by famous composer Tchaikovsky. Was performed for the first time here in 1877. This is the Church of Christ the Savior, an Orthodox church 130 m high, located right on the bank of the Moscow River on the east side of the Kremlin. The church has a bridge architectural style. Strange and extremely unique with the ancient style of Russia. In addition to the city's historical buildings, there are also magnificent and poetic park gardens that have been carefully maintained for many centuries. In addition, there are places and monuments praising the victories and heroic history of Russia. Ranked 7th is the city of Shanghai, called Shanghai in Vietnamese. It is China's largest city in terms of population, located in Asia with over 24 million residents. This is the most populous city in China with over 24 million people, and is considered a symbol of China's economic development. Shanghai City is a unique intersection of Eastern and Western cultures, where it still retains many traditional Asian customs. In a magnificent and civilized city, there are many of the most modern architectural works in the world. Coming to Shanghai, visitors will surely be overwhelmed by the massive shopping centers and brand name stores. Close to fashion, exquisite handicraft shops. The Bund is considered a bright pearl that attracts many international tourists. This is a stretch of Shanghai more than 1 kilometer long and is home to many shops. The city's historical relics as well as modern works of the 21st century. The cultural interference of East and West is clearly shown in architectural works with colonial style. And this is the Oriental Pearl TV Tower, the third tallest TV tower in the world with a height of 469 m and the pride of Shanghai. From the tower, visitors can see the entire city through glass telescope. And this is the new heaven and earth, the paradise of young people, the gathering area of bars and restaurants, crowded and bustling regardless of day or night. This is also a gathering place for international tourists and locals. Cruise on the peaceful Huangpu River winding around Shanghai, reflecting the skyscrapers with brightly colored lights, is an unforgettable experience. And this is Yu Garden, a large and ancient garden in Shanghai, located next to Tan Hoa Temple. When stepping through the temple gate, visitors will feel a peaceful atmosphere. Quiet. Although Shanghai is a crowded city with a hustle and bustle of life, locals often like to find moments of relaxation by joining in the rhythm of exercises throughout the streets. 6th in Barcelona, city of Spain in Europe with about 4,800,000 residents. The most vibrant and famous city in Spain is always loved not only in Spain but also in Europe. Coming to this city, visitors come to a diverse culture and is known as in the 10 most beautiful cities in the world. Tourists will be able to see unique architectural works, ancient streets filled with art. Not only that, visitors will also be able to immerse themselves in the vibrant atmosphere running along the beautiful coastline and enjoy delicious food. Spicy and fragrant Spanish food. Barcelona city is the birthplace and upbringing of many famous architects and art masters in the world, so this city has many works. Famous architecture is scattered everywhere. Among the most prominent is the Sagrada Familia Basilica, considered the masterpiece of the famous Catalan architect Antoni Gaudí. What is interesting is the time it took to build this project. It took 137 years but is still not completed. The second famous work of this talented architect is the house designed by Mr. in 1904 with bold modern architecture. His third work is Park Güell, 1904 to 1916, recognized by UNESCO as a World Cultural Heritage. This place is like a world only found in fairy tales, and this is Bellsgard Calcerola is the church located on the mountain peak. Has Gothic architecture is a special symbol of the city. It will take visitors a long time to get up to this cathedral, but when they arrive here, they will enjoy the wonderful snowy view of the city when looking down from above. Not far away is a beach stretching along the Mediterranean, an ideal destination for tourists, especially in the summer with clear blue sea water and fine white sand. In the afternoon, visitors can walk around the beach and sit and watch the romantic sunset. To the south is the Spanish Royal Palace built on a beautiful green hill. Around this hill, visitors will find quite a few places with panoramic views of the city. Ranked 5th is the city of Dubai and is also one of the 7 emirates of the United Arab Emirates located in the south of the 3 countries of the Arabian Peninsula with over 2,800,000 residents. Dubai City is famous for its splendor, modernity, and wealth in the Middle East. Here, visitors will have the opportunity to admire the world's greatest architectural works and experience life with the most expensive and extremely luxurious things in Dubai. Dubai is a famous tourist city and a commercial center providing the most important oil and solid gold in the world. Some tourists jokingly say that Dubai is the land of shoveling gold to express wealth. There is luxury in this city. The most famous here is Burj Khalifa, which is the tallest building in the world with 154 floors, and the height from the base of the tower to the top of the roof is 828 m. This tower is designed in a pyramid shape with 3 building blocks arranged around a central core. The entire outer surface of the tower is made of glass and steel, which according to estimates is only the amount of steel of the tower. The tower could be about a quarter of the Earth's circle long, and with the amount of concrete it would be possible to build a highway more than 2,000 kilometers long. Inside the tower are a series of high-end hotels, great shopping centers and restaurants offering the world's most premium cuisine. At the foot of the tower is the largest shopping center in the world, Dubai Mall, bounded by area. Nearby is the Dubai Fountain located on the 275 m long Dubai pool and has 83,000 liters of water used to perform musical water sprays and water jets that can shoot up to 73 meters high. And this is the Burj Khalifa building, a symbol of Dubai in the shape of a sail. With a height of 300 m, this place is known as one of the most luxurious hotels in the world and is also recognized as the only 7-star hotel in the world. Not far from it, the Palm Islands is one of the greatest man-made structures in modern times with millions of tons of sand and rock from the Persian Gulf. Built in the shape of a palm tree with 16 branches, of which the longest branch is 800 m. In addition, Dubai also has many tourist attractions with many historical values and fun and interesting entertainment areas, of great stature. Greatest in the world. Ranked 4th in the city of London, called London in Vietnamese, is the capital of the UK located in Europe with over 9 million residents. Hello audience, dear audience, Great Britain was once the largest empire in history, ruling nearly a quarter of the world's continents. Therefore, the UK is a multicultural, multi-ethnic country, which brings together most of the architecture and history from many different countries, typically the capital London. We invite you to explore with us. This city, both ancient and modern, is said to be the largest city in the United Kingdom and the second largest in area in the European Union, but is also considered a global city, home to the headquarters of over 100 leading companies in the world. London has a global influence in many aspects such as politics, finance, education, entertainment, media, fashion, arts, and culture. Lewin Fort has a history of over 2,500 years, located on both sides of the beautiful Thames River, experiencing beautiful old tourist attractions. There are many bridges built across the river, but the bridge that attracts the most tourists is Tower Bridge, means London Tower Bridge. This bridge is one of the symbols of the capital of London, completed in 1894. Continuing to follow the river, visitors will come to a historical place that is the place where tourists take souvenir photos the most, that is the Palace of Westminster. This is one of the most beautiful buildings in the world that still exists. Westminster Palace has 1,100 rooms, the most prominent of which is the Big Ben Clock Tower, considered one of the symbols of England. Located in the centre of London is Trafalgar Square. This is a historic place, commemorating the victory of Duke Nelson of the United Kingdom against the powerful navy of Emperor Napoleon of France in 1805. One of the most famous palaces and attractions in the United Kingdom is the Royal Palace, Buckingham Palace. This is the workplace of Queen Elizabeth II. This palace has up to 775 rooms. There are 19 state ceremonial rooms and 78 baths. In the centre of London, there is also Piccadilly Circus intersection, one of the famous tourist destinations in Europe. This intersection is surrounded by theatres, restaurants, and one of the busiest shopping centres in the world. The third is Tokyo City and is also the capital of Japan in Asia with over 14 million residents. The capital of Japan is Tokyo. This is a truly attractive city with skyscrapers rising everywhere like reinforced concrete forests. During the day it is bustling, at night it is bright with thousands of people. Vast forest of lights. The street style is always uniquely bustling and the pace of life is extremely vibrant. And of course the prices in this capital are also famous for being much more expensive than other big cities. This is Shibuya intersection, one of the most famous spots in Tokyo. Images of this crowded intersection have appeared on countless television magazine covers or in movies over the years. Every day there are up to 2.4 million visitors. Pedestrian passing through Shibuya intersection. And this is the Tokyo Skytree Tower. After its inauguration in 2012, the Tokyo Skytree Tower has become the top tourist attraction in the Japanese capital. The 634m high tower is a tall building, the highest in Japan and ranked first among the tallest TV towers in the world. This is Sensoji Temple, called Golden Dragon Temple. This temple was built in 645 and is Tokyo's oldest temple. After many renovations over the past 15 centuries, this is now the most important temple in Japan, and this is the Tokyo Imperial Palace, the main residence of the Japanese emperor. The palace grounds are large and have many buildings including the main palace, the royal family's private homes, museums, and administrative offices. The second is Sensoji City and also the capital of France, located in Europe with over 2 million residents. Hello audience, France is a country with so many famous and beautiful tourist destinations rich in historical culture, starting with the capital Paris. The capital Paris is located in the north of France and was built in two on the banks of the Seine River. Paris is a major cultural center of the world and the tourist city that attracts the most tourists in France. The bustle, architectural works, and romantic artist atmosphere have helped Paris to be on the top every year. 30 million foreign tourists come. The Seine River is a symbol of the city of Paris. Perhaps anyone who comes to France must experience floating on this wonderful river once. The Seine River, a source of inspiration for countless literary and artistic works, endless love stories. Next to the Seine River and in the middle of Champ de Mars Park is the Eiffel Tower, which was started construction in 1887 and inaugurated in 1889 on the occasion of the 100th anniversary of the French Revolution. Mentioning France cannot be said. Don't think about the Eiffel Tower. Anyone who sets foot in France wants to once admire this symbol of the capital of light, Paris. Here, the Arc de Triomphe is a symbol of strength and unity. Champs-Élysées Avenue, Tien Thai Avenue, is a large and famous thoroughfare of the city of Paris connecting the two squares Concorde and Détoile, where the Arc de Triomphe is located, the place with the largest concentration of tourists in the capital, Paris. This is the Notre Dame Cathedral of Paris, built in the 12th century. After 856 years, it still exists. Notre Dame Cathedral of Paris is one of the most widely recognized cultural symbols, not only of the capital city, capital of France, but of the whole world. Not far away is the Louvre Museum, one of the largest and most important museums in the world. The Louvre Museum spans 3 blocks of a large palace. Later, the museum built a glass pyramid with a very modern and impressive appearance. About 20 kilometers southwest of the center of Paris is Versailles Palace, known as the most splendid palace in Europe and the most beautiful in the world. Because of the massive palace scale, sophisticated architecture, and lavish decoration, the palace is also a symbol of the ultimate power of the French feudal dynasties. Ranked first is New York City, the largest city in the United States with nearly 9 million residents. Ladies and gentlemen, it must be said that New York is the most famous city in the world. Every year it attracts a record-breaking number of tourists, that is 50 million tourists per year. Every time you come here you will see great works of art, masterpieces of civilized architecture, the most fashionable shopping areas in the world. When coming to this city, visitors will surely have many options for interesting tourist destinations. As interesting as Times Square, this is where many of the world's largest theaters gather, with many wonderful musical shows. In addition, there are modern buildings, towering heights rising close together, streets crowded with tourists, commercial and financial centers operating day and night, including Central Park K, roughly translated as a 341 hectare Central Park, including large lawns, quiet lake surface, and beautiful gardens. Here is an ideal stopping place for most visitors to New York. Another prominent place is the Statue of Liberty. Today the Statue of Liberty has become the top tourist attraction in the world. This is a gift that the French people temporarily sent to America. The statue is a woman wearing Greek women's clothing from ancient times, her right hand holding high a torch symbolizing the fire of light of freedom. The statue weighs 225 tons and is over 46 meters high. On the goddess's forehead is a laurel wreath with 7 rays of light symbolizing 7 continents: Europe, Asia, Australia, America, Africa, the North Pole and the South Pole. Not far away is the Brooklyn Bridge, one of the oldest suspension bridge in the United States. Completed in 1883, the bridge connects 2 areas of New York City, Manhattan, and Brooklyn, divided by the East River. The bridge is one of the beautiful historical sites of New York, which attracts many tourists. In addition to traveling by vehicle, visitors can also walk on the bridge and take souvenir photos. And when sunset falls, the bridge becomes shimmering and noble with bright, poetic colors in the middle of the forest. The Empire State Building skyscraper has emerged as one of New York City's most important symbols. The 443-m high building is shaped like a pen and has 102 floors. Although the Empire State Building is not as tall as some modern buildings, it carries the longest historical mark of New York since the founding of the United States. From above, visitors can see the beauty of the entire city. During the day is like a vast forest of high-rise buildings, and at night it has the romantic and elegant look of a city that never sleeps. And this is a fairly new tourist destination. It is a monument. The 911 Memorial is located at the exact spot where a terrible tragedy occurred in 2001 that claimed the lives of nearly 3,000 people. After the Twin Towers were destroyed due to terrorism, its location was built into a great memorial. Victims with 2 large lakes and an inaugurated museum. And this is Rockefeller Center, is a new area of 19 skyscrapers located in the middle of downtown New York City. Rockefeller is considered a symbol of the prosperous development of luxurious New York City, inaugurated in the late 1930s and since then has always been the most popular commercial center. Located in the middle of Rockefeller Center is an outdoor ice skating rink. This place is decorated extremely splendidly and magically every Christmas and New Year season. Thank you, viewers, who have just finished watching the program 10 Most Beautiful and Famous Cities in the World. We hope to see you again on other programs. Remember to register to support. Thank you very much.